Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to English 2 for Computer Science, first year, second term. It is Sumaya talking. I'm pleased to have you today for the second video. We are completing chapter 2, diagramming of English sentences. As you remember, we got the purpose of diagramming, the meaning of diagramming, and of course how to diagram a simple sentence. But today we are going to complete how to diagram sentences with phrases. Of course, we have a lot of types of phrases. The first one is prepositional phrase, the second one is participle phrase, the third one is gerund phrase, the fourth one is infinitive phrase, and the fifth one is appositive phrase. Of course, we are going to talk in detail about all these phrases, but just at the beginning we are going to have the schedule to know what you are going to study. The first type of simple sentences with phrases is the prepositional phrase. As usual, I'm going to speak in English, then translate it in Arabic to make you understand clearly. So don't worry. هتكلم بالإنجليش بعدين هشرح بالعربي عشان الناس كلها تفهم. Let's start from the beginning. A preposition draws a relationship between a noun or pronoun and another word in a sentence. عشان اعرف البروبوزيشنال phrase ايه لازم اعرف البروبوزيشن الاول اللي بيكون لي الجمله. البروبوزيشنال هي ايه؟ البروبوزيشن هو رابط ما بين الناون والبروناون او اي كلمه تانية في نفس الجمله اللي هو بنقول عليه حرف الجر. طيب البروبوزيشنال phrase بقى بيبقى داخل فيها البروبوزيشن ده. A prepositional phrase includes a preposition, its object, and any modifiers of the subject of the object. I'm sorry. اخدناها المرة اللي فاتت في diagramming في simple sentence. لو عندي preposition وعندي الobject للpreposition ده زي مثلا in the garden. in هنا الpreposition والobject بتاع الpreposition اللي هو the object of preposition هيبقى garden. فالprepositional phrase بتتكون من كده، بتتكون من preposition والobject وأي modifier في للobject ده. The preposition's object is the noun or pronoun that follows the preposition. Prepositional phrases can function as either adjective phrase or adverb phrase to modify other words in a sentence. بمعنى ان ال prepositional phrase ممكن تكون وظيفتها adjective phrase أو adverb phrase. Modifying other words in a sentence ممكن ان هي تبقى modify أي كلام تاني في أي كلمات تانية في نفس الجملة. هنشوف أمثلة مع بعض على كل الكلام ده عشان يبقى كل حاجة واضحة. أول prepositional phrase عندي The bracelet in the storefront window is the one I want. The bracelet اللي هو السوار أو إسورة as an accessory. In the storefront is the one I want. عندي هنا in the storefront window كلها على بعضها هتبقى ال prepositional phrase لأن ابتدت بالpreposition اللي هو in. نعمل analyzing للجملة. In this the preposition and in the storefront window is the prepositional phrase. The prepositional phrase function as an adjective phrase modifying bracelet. يعني in the storefront window كلها prepositional phrase as an adjective phrase modifying the bracelet يعني بتصف البريسلت اللي هو السوار الذي في الستورفرونت ويندو. عرفنا يعني ايه البروبوزيشنال phrase وعرفنا ازاي بنخرجها من الجملة. بتبتدي من اول البروبوزيشن ومعاها الاوبجكت. طيب لو انا عايزة اعمل diagramming للبروبوزيشنال phrase نفس القاعدة بتاعتنا الرولز ثابتة. هنبتدي بالبيس لاين والسبجكت والفيرب وبعدين هنكمل ال preposition وال object of preposition هنشوفها مع بعض دلوقتي. The baseline اللي بيفصل ما بين ال subject وال verb. بعدين هكتب ال subject عندي Charles وعندي ال verb is working. لسه في in the garden in the preposition and garden is the object of preposition. خدنا قبل كده in preposition بنحطها بخط مايل و object of preposition تحتها بالظبط وعندي كمان article، والارتكل زي ما قلنا بيبقى بخط مايل، ونحط الكلام بتاعنا. وكده تبقى الجملة كملت خالص. The second type is participle phrase. As we did in the prepositional phrase, we are going to have preposition and prepositional phrase. So here we are going to have a participle and then a participle phrase. So the meaning of a participle are words that are formed from verbs but act as adjective, adverb of a noun. Okay. الparticiple عندي هو verb بس صرف ان هو يبقى modifying للadjective او الadverb of a noun. زي ايه مثلا؟ ممكن يبقى present participle وممكن يبقى past participle. عندي المثال بيقول the filtered water tastes delicious. المياه المنقاة طعمها جيد او لذيذ ايا كان. فعندي هنا ال participle filtered وعندي الnoun were. طيب filtered هنا participle and act as and modifies the were, act as an adjective، يعني هي كadjective للwere، فهي هنا مش verb، هي هنا participle. The participle is filter, it modifies were. Participle phrase. What is participle phrase? A participle phrase is a group of words consisting of a participle and the modifier and or nouns, pronouns or noun phrases that function as the direct object, indirect object or complements of the action or state expressed in the participle. يعني ال participle phrase بتتكون من عندي ال participle اللي هو ال verb مصرف، ممكن يكون يبقى present participle or past participle، معاها الموديفاير ممكن يكون nouns noun phrases، ووظيفتها بتبقى ممكن تكون مفعول به مباشر او مفعول به غير مباشر او تكملة للحدث. طب عندي مثال babies crying in the night bother me. babies هنا ال subject و bother هي ال verb. crying in the night is the participle phrase، يعني عندي ال verb الأساسي هو bother، لكن crying in the night دي هي ال participle phrase اللي احنا لسه شارحينها. it modifies the noun babies، يعني هي بتصف ال babies. يبقى أنا كده عرفت ال participle هو ايه وال participle phrase هي ايه. ناخد عليها diagramming. diagram الأول لل participle وبعدين هناخد ال participle phrase. diagram لل participle. the crumbling bridge must be repaired. طيب أنا عندي the crumbling bridge وعندي must be repaired. طيب ال bridge عندي هو ال subject و must be repaired ده ال verb كله. طيب crumbling هي دي ال participle. نعملها بال diagramming. As usual we are going to make the baseline, then split it to subject and verb. The subject is bridge and the verb is must be repaired or repaired. And then we are going to make the article and the participle. The article and then write it. So crumbling is the participle, bridge is the subject, must be repaired is the verb. يبقى وضحت عندي البريدج هي السبجكت وبتتحط في خانتها زي ما قلناها في السيشن اللي فاتت. must be repaired في الverb. crumbling بتتحط بالشكل ده participle. ممكن تبقى الكتابة مايلة من أول الخط المايل لحد تحت، يعني ببدأ crumbling من أول هنا لحد تحت، وده article بتبقى مايلة بالشكل ده. كده احنا خلصنا ال participle. نشوف ال participle phrase. The example is the screaming crowd watched the bridge falling into the river. الأول هحدد ايه ال subject وايه ال verb وايه ال object. وبعدين احدد ال participle phrase عندي ايه. عندي ال crowd the verb. watched I'm sorry, crowd is the subject. watched is the verb. bridge is the object. And the articles, we know how to write it in screaming and in the bridge. The participle phrase is screaming. This is the first one, screaming, crowd. And the second one is falling, starts from falling. So screaming and falling are not verbs here, they are participle phrases. هنعملها. crowd is the subject في baseline, watched is the verb on the baseline, bridge is the object, and then we are writing the article the crowd, the bridge, and writing the participle phrase as we did in the last one, screaming, falling. And into is preposition, river is the object of preposition, and the is the article. crowd هي الverb, crowd هي السubject, watched هي الverb, bridge الobject, the article بنحطها مايلة, screaming هي participle phrase فبنحطها بالشكل ده, the article بنحطها بنفس الشكل المايل, falling هي participle فبنحطها مايلة برضو, into هي preposition حرف الجر, والriver هو object of preposition فبيبقى تحتها, وذا article بيصف للriver فبنحطها تحت الriver بشكل ما. The third type is gerund phrase. A gerund is a verb ending with ing, but it works as a noun and can act as a subject, object, or a complement in a sentence. A whole gerund phrase functions in a sentence just like a noun and can act as a subject, an object, or a predicate nominative. يعني الجيرند هو verb بينتهي ب ing بس وظيفته ان هو كnoun and can act as, ممكن يبقى subject او object او complement in a sentence, ممكن يبقى فاعل, ممكن يبقى مفعول, ممكن يبقى تكملة للجملة بتشرح معنى الجملة او بتكملها له. الجيرند phrase طبعا بتتكون من الجيرند ده, بس بتبقى ممكن تبقى noun, ممكن تبقى act as a subject, an object, or a predicate nominative. المثال عندي بيوضح eating after midnight is a bad habit. طيب انا عندي الverb مش eating, الverb عندي is, لان eating after midnight دي هي اللي الجملة بتتكلم عنها, اللي هي الجيرند phrase act as a subject. So eating after midnight is the gerund phrase, which is a subject, is the verb, and habit is the object. So analyzing in this example, the sentence is about eating after midnight, and so this gerund phrase acting as the subject of the sentence. Diagramming of it. How to diagram a gerund phrase. Okay, working hard can be preferable. Working hard can be preferable. عندي هنا ال subject والverb والتكملة. هنعملها ازاي؟ أول حاجة بنعمل ال baseline. يبقى كده عملنا الشكل الأساسي أو ال baseline بتاعنا, وال the line split between the verb and the subject. طيب الverb عندي هو can be and profitable in the next split. Okay. Then how to write the gerund phrase in diagramming. شكلها هيبقى مختلف شوية. هتبقى كده، هي كلها على بعضها السبجكت، فانا خليتها في الخانة بتاعة السبجكت وكملت الدايجرامينج بتاعي عادي جدا. طيب جوه المكان بتاع السبجكت ده شكلها بيبقى بالمنظر ده، وبكتب هنا working. لسه عندي hard modifying working, so it would be under it. So working hard هتبقى في الخانة بتاعة السبجكت، hard is modifying working فهتبقى تحتها، وworking هتبقى بالشكل بتاع الجيرند، ممكن تبقى كده وممكن تبقى من اول الخط المايل الكلام نازل لحد تحت. can be is the verb and completing by preferable. The fourth type of phrases are the infinitive phrase. We got the participle, the prepositional, the gerund phrase, and then comes the turn to infinitive phrase. The infinitive phrase is a group of words that begins with an infinitive and functions as a noun, adjective, or adverb. An infinitive is the form of a verb before it's conjugated. بمعنى ان الانفينيتيف phrase عبارة عن مجموعة من الكلمات بتبتدي ب infinitive اللي هو الفيرب قبل ما يصرف في الشكل الأول بتاعه، بس وظيفتها أو محلها بيبقى اسم أو adjective or adverb، يعني ممكن تبقى noun, adjective or adverb. We have an example in it. I would love to eat ice cream for dessert. طيب أنا عندي هنا ال subject I، و would love أخدناها قبل كده اللي هي verb phrase. To eat ice cream for dessert هي دي ال infinitive phrase. The infinitive phrase functions as the object، يعني هي محلها هنا object مفعول اللي هو الفاعل قام بإحداثه اللي هو I. يبقى كده ال infinitive phrase ممكن تيجي adverb, adjective أو noun اللي هو ممكن تبقى object أو subject اللي هو فاعل أو مفعول. ناخد مثال عليها. infinitive as noun, subject and predicate. To know him is to love him. هناخد diagramming. عملنا ال baseline وعملنا ال splitting between the verb and the subject and to know him is the subject, is the verb. To love him is the object. أول حاجة هحط ال is verb، وعندي ال infinitive بتبقى ال diagramming بتاعها شبه ال gerund. to مكانها معروف لأن هي preposition تبقى على الخط المايل، وبكمل الجملة في نفس القسمين، القسم الأول زي القسم التاني لأن الجملة عندي كأنها متشابهة يعني. To know him is to love him. To is the preposition, know is the infinitive, and him we are going to split between it and between know. The second example is infinitive acting as adjective. His decision to leave early was unfortunate. Decision is the subject, was is the verb, and we have unfortunate. This is above the baseline. This عندي his. To leave early. To leave early is the infinitive acting as adjective. his هنحطها بشكل مايل تحت. to leave early. اوكي، يبقى انا عندي decision is the subject and to leave early is the adjective, which is infinitive phrase acting as an adjective. فحطيناها تحت decision، وكده المثال كله اتعمل له diagramming. infinitive acting as an adverb، ناخد ليها diagramming. he is determined to work hard. he, the subject, is the verb, and we have determined, so they are on the baseline. And we have to work hard is the infinitive as adverb, so it is under determined. To as a preposition and the infinitive. And we have hard, which is an adjective. So he is determined to work hard. The infinitive acting as an adjective as an adverb is to work hard. The last one we have is a positive phrase. And a positive is a phrase, usually a noun phrase that renames another phrase or noun. A noun phrase is a group of words taking the job of a noun in a sentence. Noun phrases consist of the main noun and any modifiers. بمعنى ان ال appositive phrase هي noun phrase بتعمل إعادة تسمية للحاجة اللي هي بتصفها. يعني ايه مثلا yellow house، الهاوس هو المين noun و yellow is the modifier، فهو هنا a positive لو حطيناه في جملة. high school teacher، التيتشر هو المين noun and high school is the modifier. the large dog is a positive phrase, so dog is the main noun and large is the modifier. As simple as it in the example, my best friend Sammy lives in Cleveland. So Sammy is the appositive that renames my best friend. Sammy هنا between two commas, which is the appositive which renames my best friend. Let's have diagramming on it. John Collins, the coach, yelled at the referees. So John Collins is the subject, the coach is the appositive, and yelled is the object. Now let's diagram it. The baseline and the line split between the verb and the subject. And the coach, which is the appositive, we will write it between two brackets beside John Collins. So we have the, which is an article for coach, so it would be under it. We had at the referees, so we are going to write it here. At is the opposite, is the proposition, and referees is the object of proposition, and that is the article. So this is the diagramming of the appositive phrase John the coach. The coach is the appositive phrase, and then we completed diagramming as simple as we said. This is for today. If you have any questions, just let me know, and we will have it in the next video or in the next session, inshallah. As conclusion, we got how to diagram sentences with phrases which are 5 phrases: prepositional phrase, participle phrase, gerund phrase, infinitive phrase, and appositive phrase. Thank you so much. May Allah grant you success, and see you next time.